siamo qui con Gojo, il rappresentante dell'Australia. Hi Gojo, welcome.
Hey, how you doing? Good?
Good, good.
That's good.
So let's start with Milkshake Man. How is the song is born?
Oh, the song. Okay, yeah. The song was born. I wrote it in Brisbane with my really good friends and very talented friend Shepherd. A lot of people know Shepherd from previous Eurovision years as well. And yeah, we wrote. I went on a 2-day writing camp with them, and we ended up writing 10 songs. And then Milkshake Man so happened to be the one. And yeah, I'm very proud of the song. I love it a lot. And it's actually a fun fact about it, it's in 2 keys. A lot of people don't know it's in B flat major and also C major.
Yeah. And how was the chemistry with the Shepherd guys?
It was awesome. I feel like we got along like instantly. And, you know, I find it's sometimes I've been writing music for 11 years now, and I've had sessions with many different people. And, you know, you have sessions where it's like, oh, you don't connect as much, or, you know, you don't feel creatively inspired as much. But with Shepherd, I just felt inspired instantly. And we worked so well together. They have such good ideas. And it was just so much fun. I remember being in the studio and thinking like, you know, this is one of the funnest sessions I've ever had. Yeah. They're awesome. They're so lovely, and their whole family is beautiful.
And Milkshake Man is already an expressive and empowering anthem. How did you concept the shake as a state of mind first come to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, it comes back to the concept of the song, which is all about confidence and self-expression, and how it's in everyone, but it just needs to be unlocked. And people need to, like, you know, learn how to discover it or learn how to remember it, because, you know, I feel like self-expression and confidence is something that a lot of people need to develop, and but it's always in us, and it just needs to, you know, you need to let go of all the fears and all those things and just embrace it. And that's what the Milkshake Man hopes to and inspires to do.
Yeah, in fact, you also said that the song is embracing, as you just said, the loudest and proudest version of ourselves.
Yeah.
And there's a personal experience that inspired this message.
Definitely. Well, I've experienced both sides of the like spectrum, where it's, you know, I had with the way I grew up and stuff. I suppose wasn't as confident, and I lost it a little bit when I like moved into the city and things. I came from the country, and then when I moved up to the city, I suppose I found it kind of hard to fit in a little bit, and I think I lost my confidence and my self-expression a little bit. And then when I learned to find it again, I was like, whoa, like the difference between those two, and how much I feel like myself and how much happier I am when I'm that version of myself is it's wonderful. And yeah, like I said, I think most people I speak to also agree, and they're like, you know, it's when you just lose fears and you're just like, yes, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna be proud today, I'm gonna love myself, and all those things, you know, you just feel so much more empowered.
Yeah. And the Eurovision stage is known for bold performances, and yours has been referred to as an infomercial. So, what we will actually see on the stage?
Well, that I'm very excited for. It's like even when we had to choose the 30-second clip that went live on socials, I was like, what about that part? Or I like this part. Or, you know, what about when we did this? And it's like there's so many little like treasure chests in there that I'm excited for everyone to see when we perform it on Thursday.
And you're also a social media sensation, and has your TikTok and Instagram following reacted to your journey to the Eurovision?
It's been amazing. The reaction from Australia to all across Europe, even in America, like just everywhere around the world has been absolutely wonderful, and it's just been so supportive. And like I say, I've never felt more safe expressing my art than I do in the Eurovision space. So it's really, really wonderful.
Yeah, and as you said, you grew up in a small city in Australia, and you once had a promising path as a football player. So how did this life-altering decision to choose the music shape your being, how you are now?
Yeah, well, I think the universe was just giving me so many different things at the time when I was going through this transitional effect of like I was playing football, but there was a lot of things happening around in my environment and my surroundings where it was like, you should do music, you should do this, you should give this a crack. There's like so many opportunities that were presenting themselves to me in terms of like, you know, getting shown how music was made to you know, meeting a producer that ended up being significantly, you know, impactful in my throughout my career and a big reason to where I am right now. It was just all these coincidences were happening, and I always listen to those things, and it's also the reason why I'm doing Eurovision as well. It all happened from my guitarist, who doesn't even remember it. He was half asleep apparently when we were in tour in Germany. He was like, "Oh, Gojo, you should do Eurovision." And I remember just, I didn't even reply to it, and he doesn't even remember it. And when he said that, I just listened, and it's like, you know, the universe gives us these little, you know, Easter eggs, and it's kind of up to us to like take them and be like, I'm going to action this. Yeah, so it's I always just believed in the universe, and I think that's the reasoning for all of that.
As you were saying, you toured globally with famous artists, and how this participation to the Eurovision compared to the other milestones in your career?
I think that's a great question. I think there's a lot of similarities in ways. I think the Eurovision though is definitely probably just more dense. I know because I had a song in 2013 that took me around the world, and that was that was an incredible thing, and I'm very grateful for that as well because it's taught me how to handle, I suppose, like very intense workloads and working off jet lags and things like that, and also, you know, talking to the media and getting used to all those things, and just also deadlines. Like, you know, there's a lot of pressure on those all the time when you're, I suppose, in the spotlight. So I think like all of that stuff really helped me with today and what's happening in Eurovision. So I'm very grateful for that too.
And Mrs. Hollywood brought you international attention with 60 million streams. Do you feel that Milkshake Man taps into a similar energy, or it is showing a new side of Gojo?
I think both, but I think if I had to choose, I would say it's definitely showing. It's something that I've always wanted to show through my music is diversity and that I'm multidimensional. So with every song that I make, I just want to try and, you know, change things up and not keep the genre the same because I produce and I write all my stuff. So I want to just, you know, show the world that music is a whole universe and you can be as creative as possible with it. So, but yeah.
Yeah. And the song is fun, we saw it, uplifting, and deeply empowering. What do you hope Eurovision audiences across Europe and beyond will take away from it?
Well, like I said, I just hope that everyone has fun when they listen to it and they feel positive. And because I've had a few messages where people they've said they've been having like a rough day, a bad day, but then they listen to the song and afterwards it just makes them feel better and they feel more empowered. And a message like that to me is a very, 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 very well job done. So it's whenever that's all I could ever hope for is seeing those things. And yeah, just want people to look into the world of the Milkshake Man and be like, I want to be confident, I want to be self-expressive, and I want to be vibrant. Yeah.
And you described your mother as a key influence. How does she feel about seeing her son on the Eurovision stage?
Well, yeah. So, Mum, I remember when I found out that I was doing Eurovision, I called her straight away. I put it on my social media, and her reaction pretty much says all of that. She's my mother. I know she's very proud, and especially since she comes from a European background as well, it's a pretty surreal thing for her too.
Yeah, and also, what do you know about Italian music?
Italian music.
Yeah,
Well, Lucio's Lucio Corsi's song is one of my favorites this year. It's I always say it's Switzerland's and Italy's. They're my favorites, I think. And I've had the pleasure of meeting Lucio a few times. I actually met him in Italy when I was there in Rome. I think 2 weeks ago by coincidence. I was walking to a vintage shop and I walked around the corner and there he was. And we both recognized each other and we were like, no way, what's going on? It was really sweet. And he's so nice. And love his style and love his music. His catalog, you know, even outside of the Eurovision song, is wonderful. I think you guys have a great entry this year.
Thank you very much, Gojo, and see you on stage.
Thank you. Thanks so much to all my Italian fans. I love you guys.